guys, I hope everyone is well and well open-minded of all the stuff that's happening right now. And this week we're going to talk about like different crisis that is happening right now, and we just want you guys to be well aware of like what's happening right now and what's on the social media. And so today I'm going to be talking about the Yemen crisis, and it's pretty awful because they have the COVID-19 cases there too, and they have war, and then they also have famine, so it's pretty tough out there, and I just want to let you guys know what's happening. And so there has been a report that there's 469 COVID cases confirmed, but that number does not guarantee like how much people there is sick, because they have like the lowest testing rate in the world. So that means it's most likely that there's other people in Yemen who might be sick and spreading out the disease, and they don't know that because they haven't gotten tested yet. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And unfortunately, because of the war, hospitals have been bombed and only half of the country's health facilities are working. And also PPE, personal protective equipment, is short in supply. So Yemen is going through a lot right now. And I'm going to mention the war a little bit. I actually did not know this fact, but I should have, because I'm taking history. But so the war that Yemen has is fueled by arms, and those arms are made from foreign states, and that includes UK, France, United States, Italy, Germany, and Canada. And it's mostly made in United States. So I would keep a look into that, like if you want to inform yourself more, like how we can actually prevent, like how we can help stop the war. We can look into that and see what we can do so it can be effective. Because I know donating can help, but it's only for a short term and it's not for a long run. So it's better to like help end the war. I recommend like searching into that. So yeah, I was wondering how the war started, and there's a link that we're gonna share, and I'll link the other two sources that I took from the COVID-19 and the arms that are being made. So the war started in September 2014 by Houthi rebel fighters, and they entered in Sana'a during this time, and then they took over control in January 2015. And during this time, the president, Mr. Hadi, was struggling with variety of problems in the country, like unemployment, food insecurity, as well as corruption, and a lot more. And in the source, it said that Ali Abdullah Saleh was forced to hand over power to Abdurrahman Mansour Hadi. So the Hadi movement took advantage of the new president's weakness by taking control of their northern heartland of Sada province and neighboring areas. So basically, there's people, a group of people with different political ideas and beliefs that are taking over different areas, and they're challenging the president, basically. and yeah, they're taking control over areas. There's many ordinary Yemenis, including Sunnis, supported the Houthis. The Houthis are the ones who are taking control of the areas. And in the late 2014 and early 2015, the rebels gradually took over the capital, Sana'a. So not only it's the Houthis, there's also other groups that are supporting them and they're loyal to them. So yeah. And the Houthis and security forces loyal to Saleh attempt to take control of the entire country, forcing Mr. Hadi to flee abroad in March 2015. So I actually don't know if he's back, but I doubt it. But if you're interested, I recommend searching up if Mr. Hadi is back to Yemen or if he's still out of the country. There's going to be a picture that I'm going to show you guys right now. It's a 4 years of war that have followed, and in the map it shows like the conflict zones, the Yemen government forces, Houthi forces, just in general what it looks like right now. So there's a report of like the deaths and stuff. So the UN reported had verified the deaths of at least 7,700 civilians by March 2020. That's only in March. We're in June, the end of June. So also in October 2019, the U.S.-based Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, also known as ACLED, has reported that there was more than 100,000 fatalities, which makes the second most lethal year so far. So it's a lot of deaths, and it's pretty bad. If you're wondering how you can help, I have a list. There's been a lot of like resources online, like Instagram or Twitter, that can help you find links and threads. Actually, Emily sent me some, so I'm really grateful for her doing that. But there's other outbreaks than COVID-19. There's like cholera. So it's kind of heartbreaking how they're going through a lot. So how you can help, there's Free Race app. It's a free app and it has multiple choice games. And through the ads, it donates 10 grains of rice to people in the need via the UN's World Food Program for every right answer you get. But here's what I heard. I heard that people right now are, national programs are like getting blocked of aid through Yemen. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Free Rice app could help. But there's also Share the Meal app, and it donates 50 cents to feed one child for a day. And I'll give you right now some links that are local in Yemen. So you can, if you want to donate, you can donate to those, because I know for sure the ones in Yemen, local, can help, but I'm not sure about the national. I think they're being blocked. So there's the Yemen Foundation and .org/donate, justgiving.com/fundraising/Yemen -food-packs, and there's also www.monarlifi.org/donate, and we'll put these links in Facebook. Also, I recommend you to educate yourself more by hearing podcasts or YouTube. From podcasts, you can hear Yemen by Conflicted and Yemen's Forgotten War by the Documentary Podcast. Also from YouTube, you can see Yemen, A History of Conflict by Foreign Policy Association, and Why is Yemen at War? / Start Here by Al Jazeera English. So I'll put that in the box or the comment box. And lastly, I wanted to give an update of Black Lives Matter movement. And I know this has been out there a lot. I just want to express it out more. So there's another person called Elijah Mclain, and it's really sad, the story. Of course, all the cases of police brutality is really sad, and there's still a lot more to do. And I know I personally can't speak for Black lives. So if you have a friend who's Black, let them use their voice and hear them. And I think we should let the people who have been the most affected be the ones who express and what they want to see change, because they're the ones who've been oppressed for many years. So that's my take for the week. So Elijah Mclain, sorry, I backtracked. Elijah Mclain liked to play the violin for stray cats to calm them, and he was just walking on the streets, and he wore a mask due to his anemia, and he lived in Colorado, and the weather is not warm, it's cold. So someone called 911 on him because they thought he was suspicious. And the police held him down, beat him, and injected him ketamine, and that caused him to reject it, I think, and he started throwing up, and he went into cardiac arrest and sadly died. I'll put a picture here of his last words, and it's pretty sad, so if you want to read it, it's going to be there. And we'll find links for petitions to sign to get justice for Elijah Mclain. But yeah, thank you for your time watching, and I hope everyone's well. I also forgot to mention that be grateful for what you have. Every time you eat, just have in mind that there's people who wish to eat, have the meal that you have. And every time you go to bed, just know that there's people who don't even have a bed. So, yeah. I hope everyone's well, and I'll see you next week.
Hi guys, I'm your co-host, Em Romero. First of all, as you can tell, I am in my car, but do not worry, I am in my driveway, I am parked, I am safe, I'm not driving. My house is just a little too hectic for me to be recording these videos, but you know what? One way or another, this information will be passed down to you guys. I will try my best to educate you no matter where I am. And today I will be talking about missing immigrant children. Now, this happened about, I want to say, almost a year or two ago. I just want to bring it back to light because I haven't seen it really be talked about. And also because there are still no answers. So if you are on here thinking I have answers, I do not. I will be talking about how the HHS Deputy Secretary Eric Hargan responds to being asked where these immigrant children are. So I will talk about that so you know how they are responding. I do apologize if I am looking down. I will be reading from my notes because this is more fact-based rather than my opinion. So, it's a little hard for me to memorize everything. And I also want to say that it was hard for me to find updated information. So the most recent information I found was from the Council on Foreign Relations. So according to CFR, there have been around 76,000 unaccompanied minors at or near the U.S.-Mexico border during 2019. This has increased by 52% since 2018. Now keep in mind, this is 2019. I do not have any updated information for 2020, but that is the information for 2019. So an accompanied minor is defined as migrants under the age of 18 with no lawful status in the U.S. and with no parent or guardian to care for them. So in 2018, there were news that the U.S. basically lost track of 1,475 immigrant children who had already crossed the U.S.-Mexico border on their own. And they said that when this happened, they were placed with adult sponsors in the U.S. And most of the time, an adult sponsor can be a family member or someone, you know, that can care for them in the U.S. I do want to mention that these children were not separated from their parents at the border. They actually all arrived at the southwest border alone. So this isn't when, I'm sure you've all seen the videos of children being separated from their families, which I do not agree with either. I do not think that children should be kept in cages. I don't even think animals should be kept in cages. So that why are there children being kept in cages? It will never make sense to me. So I will find some petitions for you to sign. So I really, really hope that you take the time out of your day to sign any petitions that we include, because I really do think it is very, very important for us to do what we can to help them. And maybe even some places you can donate. I will try my best to find some. So please look at all the links that we include. According to the Washington Post, and Stephen Wagner, the acting assistant secretary at HHS, was the one who actually said this. So from October to December of 2017, HHS called 7,365 children the agency had placed with sponsors, and they found 6,075 children were still living with their sponsors, 28 had run away, 5 had been deported, and 52 were living with someone else, and the rest were missing. It makes sense, obviously, that people are angry that these children are missing because there are no answers, but it makes it a little more suspicious because the federal government received more than 4,500 complaints in 4 years about the sexual abuse of immigrant children who were being held at government-funded detention facilities. So obviously this is going to worry people, and the question is still, where are those children? Their response to all of this, specifically from HHS Deputy Secretary Eric Hargan, he said, "The assertion that unaccompanied alien children are lost is completely false." His statement then continues to say, "These children are not lost. Their sponsors, who are usually parents or family members and in all cases have the ability to provide for them, simply did not respond or could not be reached when this voluntary call was made." While there are many possible reasons for this, in many cases, sponsors cannot be reached because they themselves are illegal aliens and do not want to be reached by federal authorities. Let me know what you think about what he said. I can see why people would be scared to pick up the phone. That makes sense. I can see that. But another thing I don't understand is, why are you not willing to take the steps to make sure that these children are okay? Like, you can do so much more than one phone call. There's so much more that they can do to make sure that over 1,000 children are with their sponsors. I don't know. Maybe like, I don't even know. There's just so much more that they can do. And it doesn't make sense to me as to why they are not doing it and why they aren't as worried about these missing children, literally missing, because they know nothing about them. I apologize for the lighting, and it got very dark on me very quick, but I just want to finish off really quickly by saying that I agree with Senator Rob Portman, chairman of Senate Subcommittee. He said that he has repeatedly argued that it was a matter of humanity, not simple legal responsibility, citing the case in which federal officials had turned over 8 immigrant children to human traffickers. Now, I have heard some theories that these children, the missing children, have been turned over to human traffickers, and also people think this way because they have received complaints, over 4,000 complaints that have to do with sexual abuse. So they believe that it is more than just missing children, that they do know where they are, that they do have answers, but obviously they are abusing their power and are being protected. So we need answers, and I will please sign the petitions that I will link. Okay, I know I said that was the last thing I was going to say, but I promise this is the last thing I will say. I will include a link to a Google Doc that actually has a lot of petitions that have to do with the Black Lives Matter movement that still need signatures. So there will be a lot of petitions for you to sign on your free time. Please take the time out of your day to sign these petitions that we include in most of our videos. It really does help out a lot. And I think that is everything. if I left out any information or anything, please educate me, educate our viewers, comment it down below. And I think that is all for this week. So I hope you are all doing well, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.